Well, hey there, you vinyl record maniacs. It's Nate here, host of the Vinyl Guide podcast, the podcast for fans and collectors of vinyl records. And here I've got some AC/DC records, as you can clearly see. However, they don't have the covers you may be used to. So let me explain why. These are Australian first pressings of AC/DC records. Now, AC/DC are from Australia, and that's why these records are considered their very first pressings. Now, when AC/DC became popular in other parts of the world, they reconfigured the records, redid the covers, even switched around some of the songs from one record to another. Here you've got TNT, an album called TNT, and another one called High Voltage. However, the Western, the more current version of High Voltage has the song TNT on it. So you can tell they've been swapped around a bit here. Now what I want to do is show you what an Australian first pressing looks like. This is a blue Albert Productions record label, and the telltale sign here of a first pressing is this kangaroo. See that little dot right there? That's about as close as I can get to it there. That is a very neat way to be able to tell what is a first pressing. Albert Productions always put kangaroo, that little kangaroo logo, on the first pressing of a record. All right, and we could tell from some of the other records as well. Here's the High Voltage one right there. There's the Roo placed up there. I think Let There Be Rock may be the last record in which they did that. There's it right there. By the time Highway to Hell came around, they no longer did the Roo insignia, but this is the special cover for the Australian first pressing. And where'd the record go here? Here we go. Yeah, a blue Albert Productions label. Now, one interesting thing here: Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. This, again, is a cover you may not have seen a lot of. Again, Australian first pressing. Here we go with the Roo insignia there. But this record, when it was released, came with an extra treat. The extra treat being the ability to order the AC/DC Songbook. Now, back in the day, I think it was around 76, if you got this record, the very first pressing came with this flyer. Now, this flyer says, hey, you like AC/DC? They've got a couple of other records here, and this is the new one. If you send in $3 to this address, we'll send you a songbook of all the different AC/DC songs. You could learn how to play their music, and that was really special. Now, the thing is to find a first pressing AC/DC Dirty Deeds is hard enough. To find one in great shape is another thing altogether. To find one with this flyer is nearly impossible. So whenever you hear of a first pressing of AC/DC Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap with the flyer, this is what they're talking about. Now the question is, what does this book look like? Very few people went through all this and then ordered this book and then even kept it for all these years. And so it's very, very rare. The book here, the AC/DC Souvenir Songbook, is exceedingly impossible to find. Now, this is the book. All right, now, if you look in here, again, some kid back in the mid-70s sent away all of their $3, probably all the money that they had for a couple of weeks, in the hopes of getting this book to learn some AC/DC songs. And here, it not only came with the songs, but it also came with some jokes and funny stuff and comics, letters to the editor. Here's a cutout parrot tattoo, so you could be just like Bon is on the cover. There's the parrot. There's his parrot. And actually, you could write on whatever you want there. A little bit of humor here and there. Pictures, funny jokes, blah, 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 blah. And, of course, the music. So, in the 70s, this is how you could learn these songs. This book is very rare, very hard to find. I'm very lucky to be able to have found one, and it's in beautiful shape as well. So I'll quickly go through the different comics and whatnot like that. What's he doing there? All right, good old Angus, good old Mark Evans. All right, there he is, sweating it out. Again, and we're only halfway through it. This is actually quite a thick book. So, yeah, interesting little piece of history here, the AC/DC Songbook. All right, so there you go, AC/DC fans and record collectors. The AC/DC first edition issue, Australian on Albert Productions, with the Rue logo. All right, for any other record collecting needs, if you are a vinyl record maniac, if you're a fan, even just of music, not just of records, tune into the Vinyl Guide podcast, www.thevinylguide.com, and make sure to check out our weekly podcast where we talk about records, interview the artists who made the records, and just have general fun. All right, until next time, keep spinning. Cheers.